and welcome to Wrestle Talk with Rabbit Beaver. And joining me today is my very special guest, the lucha legend himself, the Aztec Jaguar Warrior. Santiago is here. And after he traveled all the way from Veracruz, Mexico, he has proven that he belongs at the School of Morton, but he wants to prove that he belongs with the big boys in professional wrestling. Santiago, how are you doing today?
Rabbit Beaver, I'm doing all right. Thank you.
What's got you so angry today?
You know, the Russians attacked me from behind in the locker room last Sunday, so I'm hoping for revenge this Sunday
So
at SOM Legacy.
We're talking about the Siberian Express attacked you from behind. So you're going to be looking for revenge this Sunday in the most sadistic manner. Would that be fair to say?
That would be fair to say.
Absolutely. And did you get a good look at them? Are you positive it's the Russians? The Siberian Express did the attack?
I'm pretty sure it was. I can see the symbols in the mask they had. I can surely tell that it was them.
Do you think that they have attacked you because they see you as a weaker animal inside the food chain?
Probably. It's most likely they have.
Well, here's the thing, is you're a Jaguar. You're a Jaguar warrior. You're tough. You go for the heart and the jugular at all times, points and times in history. So the question becomes now, since they wanted to make a statement on you and you're looking for revenge on Sunday, what is going to take place right there?
Well, is it going to take a lot of fight? Because when they attack him from behind, I can see one of the Siberian doctors inject a syringe in them. And I don't know what power or some kind of powerful substance it gives them, because it feels a lot harder to fight them off. But coming this Sunday, I'm going to claw my way to my victory.
And claw your way you will. You not only crawl them, but you'll drag them all the way to the top of that tree, which we call SOM. And you'll hold their dead carcasses hostage. Is that correct, sir?
That is very correct. I will do that this Sunday.
So, Santiago, what was the journey like for you to get into professional wrestling? Let's start with that.
Well, I know I always wanted to do it when I was a kid. I did backyard jungle wrestling with the other Aztec warriors, and when I was watching TV, it's kind of hard to get in the jungle, but around Mexico, when I saw the television, I saw like Rey Mysterio, Juventud Guerrera. I knew I always wanted to try this at least at some point.
And try is not the right word, because you're succeeding today in professional wrestling, becoming one of the legendary luchadors that we know in professional wrestling currently, running the indie circuit. Not only the indie circuit, but you're also running the JPWA circuit. You're running the SOM circuit. You're running, the Net Pro Studio circuit. So you're running a big circuit here where people will get to see you. Lots of eyes get to see those products. You're at beautiful Bobby Eaton Arena every once in a while, and we've seen you there ourselves. So I've got to say, for the little short time, you've made a great impression on the world of wrestling, and that's something that is hard to do. You're very, very, your character stands out. Let's say it like that. The spotlight stands out on your character. Go ahead.
I've also been in American Pro Wrestling in West Virginia, and I'm in the NICW Cruiserweight Champion for National Independent Championship Wrestling. And I've been at All-Star Entertainment in Virginia too. So
let's talk about the National Independent Championship Wrestling, NICW, for just a second. Let me switch over to the scene. I'll pull it up for you. So here's NICW's Facebook page, and you're currently their Cruiserweight champion. Talk a little bit about that. What's your rivalry like there?
I don't think this is the right page. It's not the. Maybe you go back. It's that one. That one, definitely.
I do apologize about that.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I think last year me and John Heartbreak had like a history together until eventually in the Roxborough Rumble last year, I finally beat him for the Cruiserweight title. And then last Saturday, I had to fight a man known as Red Harvest. Very dangerous man. Someone you should not have your eyes back for. The man is mean, aggressive, and he doesn't really respect his culture. But I respect my culture as the Aztec Warrior. And I survived against him. It took all I had to pin him. And as soon as I celebrated, he attacked me from behind and gave me his DVD, and then wanted a rematch against me coming March 29th.
So March 29th, the National Independent Championship Wrestling, you're going to be facing one of the toughest men in professional wrestling, and he has made it his cause to put you out of your misery and to put the Jaguar Warrior on the shelf. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And it all stems from bitterness and jealousy. He's jealous you got the win over him, and he's been jealous that you continue to excel and get the wins over him. So he's been attacking you from behind.
Yes. He did it when I won the title, and he did again when I won against him.
So that's 2 times. He's made this personal with you. So you have to wonder, Santiago, if you beat him again, is he willing to take it to a different level this next time? Is he willing to try to put you on the shelf for good?
Well, the only way that Red Harvest is beating me is over my dead body. So wherever it comes at him, I'm ready for it. Whether he takes me off the shelf or he paws it off my dead hands.
Would you be willing to accept a no DQ match with Red Harvest?
Well, I'll be glad to accept that challenge against him.
Well, moving forward, we know that you've been at the School of Morton and Legacy the last couple weeks, and you've been doing a great thing with Legacy. We've got to talk about all that action that's been going on. Now, you haven't got a win in a couple weeks, but you've been showing that you've proven that you can fight with the big boys on that level. Max Abel was one of the gentlemen that got a victory over you. I have to say that the East Tennessee heavyweight champion got 1 victory over you, but you took him to the limit. You took him to the extreme in that match that you had against him, and he was not prepared for you whatsoever. Your speed, your agility, the way that you move inside the ring, your power game that you gave, he did not excel against you at all. He had to dig deep, and he really got lucky with a victory against you. I'll be the first one to say that right here, and I don't really care, Max, since you're watching. I don't really care that you're watching, and you're gonna try to come into the chat and spew some crap. Santiago had you beat in that match. He had you 1, 2, 3 down, and you cheated to get that win. You cheated to get that victory against Santiago. And Santiago, talk about that match for just a moment.
Well, Max is one of the few big men I had to chop down like a tree. Just like Hunter, I faced Hunter 5 times before, so I think I had a bit of experience of how to go against big men. But 5 hits for me is like 1 hit on me because they do more damage, and I had to work my way to breaking them down until finally I use my speed to attack their legs, dodge them trying to grab me until eventually I see an opportunity and I go for it. And I almost had him. And he was working my back the entire match. And when I went to slip on the rope to give him my finisher, my back gave out and I slipped from the bottom rope for him to.
And that's exactly right. And that's why I said he cheated, because he took advantage of the situation. He knew that you slipped and you hurt yourself, and he capitalized on that hurt. That was a big moment for him, but it was also a big moment for you, because if you would not have slipped, sir, I believe that we would have had a new champion, 1, 2, 3 in the center of the ring at the School of Morton, and it would have been turned around in your favor, Santiago. Is that fair to say?
That is fair to say, because I gave him that tornado DT and I gave him that frog splash, and I was so close to beating him. I was like, I told the referee, like, "Are you sure that's 3? Are you not sure that's 3?" Because I almost had him.
And then a couple weeks ago, you were also on Mayhem. Catch us up about that.
Yeah, Mayhem. I went against a newcomer called OK, and I was former hybrid champion, and I was, I guess, trying to do as much damage against him as I can. But he was a lot younger, probably a lot faster, probably took advantage. But I took advantage on his back. But he was faster than me, and he took that advantage to beat me.
Well, it's interesting that you say that, because when you look back at the camera footage, I wish I had it to be able to pull up here, but whenever you look back at the camera footage, it almost looks as like you slipped at the end of that match as well. And I'm not trying to say that this is becoming like a habit with you, that you're slipping a lot, but you were the former hybrid champion before Blade Gibson had it, before Brandon Moore had it. You were that hybrid champion. And we've got to talk about, the time that it took you to get that championship. And I'm going to tie this in, I promise. The time it took you to get that championship and what's happened since you've lost that championship. Do you think that there's a boost of confidence that's missing inside the Jaguar Warrior?
Well, I'll say yes, it is, because when me and Evan Golden, when Evan Golden was hybrid champion, I couldn't beat him at Fright Night last year, and finally it was him and the Gen 3 Express, and I had to go against them to get my rematch until the bunkhouse stampede, when it was just me and him in a cage, and the Gen 3 Express couldn't help him. And he threw a white powder at my eyes, but that didn't beat me enough. And I was able to get the win after that.
That's absolutely right. He tried to blind you at the bunkhouse because he knew if you didn't have your vision, you would have to rely on all your other senses to find him and fight him. And it's just like Evan Golden to do something like that. When it's just like a Golden, I'm just going to call it. It's just like Eddie Golden. It's just like Evan Golden. It's just like all the Goldens to do something like that, to find a way to beat your opponent in the easiest manner possible. And that's by cheating, by throwing something else out there. And it's like you said, you had a long and hard fighting battle with the Goldens, with Evan Golden, for that hybrid championship, and Gen 3 Express found a way to get involved each and every time you were inside the ring with them. Is that not correct?
That is correct.
So taking it to the bunkhouse, that was something that he had to figure out on his own. How was he going to cheat to still win and gain that victory? And he was unsuccessful in throwing that powder inside your face. And so you came out with the victory, and you definitely became that hybrid championship. Became the hybrid champion that night with the hybrid championship in hand. And I've got to say, that was one of the crowning moments in your career. So moving forward from where you got that to where you lost it, sir, I mean, let's talk about it. What's going on there?
Well, after I won that title, I wanted to try to, I did the hybrid open challenge for anybody who wants to fight me, because, I'm a warrior. I'm always hungry for fights and new people. And then eventually, Sean Carson accepted my open challenge, and as soon as I was going to give him my finisher, he ripped my mask off, disgracing my culture. And when I was trying to put my mask on, he just blindsides me with a punt kick and gets the win and takes my hybrid championship after that.
Well, it's interesting that you say that they disrespected your culture, because a lot of people aren't really familiar with the lucha culture. They're not really familiar that it's a sign of honor, a sign of pride, a sign of joy to keep your mask on. And it's also remembering the past, how you got that mask, how you became that person, how you became the warrior that you are. In your case, the Jaguar Warrior, the Aztec Jaguar Warrior. And so by him trying to disgrace you and to prove that the luchadors are not here to stay, that was a major act of disrespect. And it upset all the luchadors from here all the way to Mexico City and beyond, because they knew how important that mask is to you and how you had to get the honor to put that back on and had to get the respect back to put it back on. So that's a huge deal inside the world of wrestling. So for him to unmask you, that definitely took your pride away. It took your joy away. It took everything away from you, because you're not supposed to show your face. We all know that. Is that correct?
That's correct, because the mask is like it's you, and without the mask, you just feel naked, or you don't feel like yourself. But with the mask, it has your character, it has your characteristics, it has your personality in it. It like helps me. It's like me. I know it's me, but when I'm this maskless, I feel naked.
It's the aura that it brings around you and the respect that it brings from the little kids. That's one of the biggest things is, as the Jaguar Warrior, you have a huge fan base of kids that want to come just to see you each and every week. And I think that speaks to the respect that you have earned inside of professional wrestling. And speak about it for just a minute.
Yeah, definitely kids. When I go out there and I see them with masks, I usually touch their heads and then tell them something. Or usually I give them my mask away. I did one when I was at Innovate, one show. I gave my full mask to one of the kids when he was wearing another mask, and I just gave it to him and then whispered something to him. Plunk heads together. Definitely last Saturday when I was going against Red Harvest, I saw one of the kids wearing a Rey Mysterio mask, and I put my head on his head, and I told him, "Yeah, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to put respect to our mask."
It's a big sign of inspiration for these kids too. That's the other thing is, you grew up watching the legends. You grew up watching Rey Mysterio, who wears it. You grew up watching Eddie Guerrero, who at one point in time in his early career wore it. And they did it to respect their family, their heritage, their life, and all of the luchadors that came before, all of them, everyone, Blue Dragon, all of them, Mr. Atlanta, all of them. They did it to respect their heritage. And I think that's the biggest thing is you're honoring the heritage each and every time you see one of those kids and you talk to them with that mask on, because they realize that they could be just like you one day, just like the greats one day, just like you thought you could be one day. And here you are. So that's a great thing. It's a great inspiring story, to say the least. Now, we've got to ask you, since you've made it to the pinnacle here, who would be your dream match if you could pick one?
Well, I heard of Dante Casanova.
Dante Casanova, the other Jaguar King.
Yeah.
That is very interesting.
Yeah, we probably are from the same culture, same lineage, so it'll be fun to see who's the best one. Speed versus power.
You know, and that actually is not too far-fetched for you, to be honest with you, just to be perfectly honest with you. We got a chance to meet Dante at Exodus Pro a couple weeks ago. We actually went to Win in Rome, the first Win in Rome, and he was just a phenomenal gentleman. He was very nice and kind, but when it was time for business, it was time for business. When we asked him what he was going to do against Big Smooth, he told us it didn't matter who they put in that gauntlet match. He was going to crush them all with the Jaguar spirit. And I think that's something that you can take on as well to regain your spirit. It doesn't matter what's happened to you in your past or what's going to be happening in the future. You can always go out there with a positive attitude. And that positive attitude can lead you to the victories that are going to get you back in title contention. So I'm going to put that one out there. So you can say whatever you want about it, but I'm going to put that one out there. You go out there with that positive attitude, Santiago, and the sky is going to be the limit for you going forward. And I've got to hit this one more time because we were talking about the Russians earlier. We were talking about the Siberian Express, T90 and BMP, or Sickle and Hammer, as what my other cohort would call them. But I'm going to tell you right now, they're not nothing easy to sneeze at. They come with blunt force trauma, basically, each and every time that they're in there. And the Siberian sleep experiment is nothing to sneeze at. How are you going to avoid the Siberian sleep experience?
Hopefully with, like Dante Casanova said, my Jaguar spirit and my speed and my agility, in my lucha libre style, because I'm sure the Russians have never seen this style before or my speed before, and I will not go down without a fight.
Well, you mentioned something earlier, though. You said that it looked like a shot from behind of something by Dr. Victor Volkov. Nonetheless, that you ended up seeing them get a shot of something. Did it look like it was radioactive to you? Does it look like it's like performance enhancing drugs? Let's just call it what it is. It seems like it's performance enhancing drugs. So, do you think that that's their key to victory?
I think most definitely, because when they injected with them, when I was attacked from behind and I tried to grab one of them, it felt like I was pushing a brick wall. I couldn't do. I'm like, what the heck? How is this guy so strong?
Well, I know I've witnessed, even though they've not debuted, I got to see them in another promotion, and I'm going to tell you, man, when they were at ICWN, they definitely got that shot, and it seemed like that shot boosted everything, boosts their spirit, it boosts their strength, it boosts their ruthlessness, it boosts their aggression. It was almost like steroids on crack. Let's just say that. So I really believe it's performance enhancing. I think it should be illegal each and every time that they come out, whether the bells ring or not. That stuff, that substance, that evil glowing substance should be taken out of the equation altogether. Okay, should not be able to be injected with it before the matches. They should not be able to be injected with it at any promotion they go to. And that's my story, and I'm going to stick to it, Santiago. I'm going to stand on your side on this, because the Siberian Express definitely looks like they've got an advantage by taking some of that stuff. Correct?
Yeah, that's correct. But who knows what's going to stop them, or what it takes to stop them. Even if they didn't have the enhancement drugs, I think they're still a force to be reckoned with. But they're more dangerous if they have that enhanced performing drugs.
It seems like TKO is trying to pick a fight with you in our chat. He called you a panther, a tiger, or a meerkat, or baby kitten, or whatever you are. He said he's going to call PETA on this interview. There it is. It's popping up on the screen right now. I'm calling PETA over this interview. What do you have to say to that?
Well, Josh, first of all, I'm a warrior, a Jaguar Warrior. And PETA, I think that we should really be worried about is me finding you and seeing what we can dish out, or what I can dish out on you. I don't think you need to worry about PETA. You may be worried about calling someone else.
He said, "Where is your handler? Animals need a bath and to be watched."
Well, I can take care of myself. I don't think I can handle myself pretty good. Obviously, against Max Abel, when I almost won it against him, and then against the Siberian Express, I held my own against him. Against Red Harvest, I was able to survive against him. I'm able to manage all of it. I can handle myself because I'm the Jaguar Warrior, and I have that Jaguar spirit.
I would agree with that, Mr. TKO. I would watch what you would say, even though you think that you're the savior of the universe out here and you're the baddest man on the planet. I would watch what you would say to the Jaguar Warrior, because you never know when he's lurking in the shadows and waiting to attack. And it can be very, very deadly as the Jaguar Warrior. The Aztec Jaguar Warrior would be on the hunt, and you're his prey, baby. So you better watch what you say. Watch what you wish for, because it's definitely could happen at any time. Right, Santiago?
That is right.
Even if he does, Josh, that's none of your business, and he has every right to do so. So, Santiago, we're going to talk about the School of Morton a little bit more. We're going to talk about the school side of the School of Morton. So it's one of the places I believe that you were trained. Is that correct?
No, that is correct.
Why would you choose the School of Morton over any other wrestling school that's out there today?
Well, you had good trainers over there, and Rigor Morton is a good psychology guy to have. And Kerry Moore, the son, I usually go in the ring with him, and we just have practice matches where he just takes trades of all of us. And Kenzie Page is a good wrestler and a great mind too. So is Casey Kazana. And
and that's just to name a few. So you've got the living legend, WWE, WCW, NWA, AWA legend, Ricky Morton. You've got Kenzie Page, who is the National Wrestling Alliance World Women's Champion. She's holding the Burke, baby. You got Kerry Morton, who's the future legend and NWA superstar, but he is all over the place all the time. Then you've got Casey Kazana, a third generation wrestler and promoter. Let's just call it what it is, because he tries to promote as much as he can and tries to get most people involved as possible. So Casey Kazan is there. James and Lisa Strange, the owners and director of the School of Morton, and Scotty B, the acting and promo coach with writing. Also, EC Dangerously and Roosevelt. And now I know that EC Dangerously has had some contract negotiations that have not gone very well, and he's taken a leave of absence. That's the nicest way to put it currently. But as you see, you have all the toolage there. So if you guys are out there and you're looking for a place to go, you want to break into the business, you want to know how to do it, tell them, Santiago, it's at the School of Morton, correct?
Yes. Beforehand, I had Draco teach me like the hybrid style of Lucha Libre, and he helped me a lot with aggression. And Ryan and Dan from NetPro, he also helped me with like footwork and stuff. But I got a lot better with Kenzie Page and Casey Kazana. They helped me with the psychology. And it's definitely when Ricky Morton's there, it's very valuable for him to be there because he can help you with psychology a lot.
And that's about 90% of it, is knowing the psychology, what to do, when to do, how to act, what to say, when to say, how to react to the crowd. Because every little bit makes it important. And if you guys are looking to start your career somewhere, if you're looking to get it going, he's mentioned a couple places today, but the School of Morton is the very best of the best to start with. And they have a 12-week course that is open for each and every one of you. All you have to do is go over to their site, theschoolofmorton.com, enter your information into that email, and put your captions. Ask as many questions as you want. Have them contact you back. You can get into the world of professional wrestling in as little as 12 weeks and be ready to go, be ring ready. And there's always advanced courses. Is that not correct, Santiago? You can always continue your training.
That is correct.
And they can get you to the right people. And we mentioned the people that are there. Kenzie Page, trained by Dr. Tom, trained by her dad, Tommy Henry. You got Casey Kazana, trained by his dad, third generation wrestler, also trained by Dr. Tom. They can point you in the right direction and get you in front of the right people so that you can get the expert classes that you need if you so choose to do that. And we also have something very special going to be taking place at the School of Morton. And it's going to be April 5th and 6th, Santiago. You know what that is?
Yeah.
It's going to be Santino Marella is going to be showing up, and he's going to be showing out, and he's going to be having fun with us. And he's going to be hosting a seminar. It's going to be $100 a person for the April 5th and April 6th event, $100 per person for that now, mind you. But you got to remember, you're getting the WWE legend himself, Ohio Valley legend himself, Santino Marella, going to be there, and he's going to be giving you toolage. And one lucky person that goes to that seminar is going to get the chance for the tryout of a lifetime and to be in the ring with Santino Marella. So it's going to be something extravagant that's going to be going on at the School of Morton here. That's April 5th and 6th. Now, Santiago, I know that you've got a big match since you're planning on revenge at the School of Morton this week. So this coming Sunday, you guys don't want to miss it, 5:05 Eastern Standard Time. You want to catch Legacy on youtube.com at Ricky Morton altogether. RICKYMORTON is where you want to go. Hit that like button, hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button, and you can catch all the nonstop action on the channel every time they go live. That's right, guys. That's for Mayhem and Legacy, where you can catch this man right here, the Jaguar Warrior himself, the Aztec Jaguar Warrior himself, and you can catch him hunting his prey, baby.
That's right.
Santiago, would you like to say anything to anybody watching before we go, sir?
Well, we get into Russians, I need to find out an available tag team partner. And I think I found one coming this Sunday for SOM Legacy. So
I think I know a guy. If yours don't work out, you just let me know, and I think I know somebody that might be interested to get into the ring with you.
Yeah,
and we'll definitely make it interesting for T90 and BMP, don't you say?
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here today, sir. Would you like to say anything to anybody else watching before we go?
Well, you can follow my Facebook page, like my page. I have my YouTube channel of all my wrestling matches. You can follow that too.
Now, I've got your Facebook page up right here, and if
all my socials are there. If you want to email me about any bookings, there's my Gmail right there. And I also reach out to other promotions, try to help sell out the ring and everything. Trying to get my name out there. That's where you follow me.
And that's how you get a hold of him. If you guys are interested in booking Santiago, it's going to be at Book Santiago Jaguar altogether at gmail.com is where you want to go. And don't forget to follow him on Instagram at Santiago Aztec Jaguar Warrior. And you can follow that same thing, but capitalize Santiago, capital Aztec, capital Jaguar, and capital Warrior on the YouTube altogether. If you guys are following him on TikTok, it's Santiago Aztec 08. And same thing with Twitter. Santiago Aztec 08 is where you want to follow him. It has every bit of his personal information up there for you guys so you can get in touch with him. You can like, you can follow, you can subscribe. You can watch his videos. You can watch his reels directly from Instagram, directly from Twitter, wherever you guys are at. And don't forget that this is the Aztec Jaguar Warrior who has laid out the challenge to the Russians, to the Siberian Express this week, but also to one Dante Casanova. Dante, you have big shoes to fill here, sir, as the two of you have some territory to mark, I should say. Is that correct?
That is right. And when we go into each other, let's see who the best Jaguar Warrior wins and who has more of that fighting spirit.
Absolutely. Now, before we go, Santiago, I've got to ask, would you like to come back on Wrestle Talk with me sometime and have a good time with us?
Sure.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here, sir. And I will see you here shortly. As you guys know, we are 100% funded by viewers just like you. And the best way to do that is to hit these QR codes for us. If you're interested in becoming a Buzzsprout Power Slam Club member for as little as $3 a month, scan that QR code right there. And you guys can be a part of the Power Slam members. Before anybody else gets it, you guys get it first as soon as it goes live. So thank you guys so much for that support that you give to us. And then also we have our merchandise that is available for you as well through streamlabs.com/rabbitbeaver/merch. Go ahead and scan that QR code. Let it take you to our page and you can buy one of these beautiful Wrestle Talk polos that I've got hoodies available. I've got baseball shirts available. I've also got our Camel Toe Adventures merch that's available, and also our Rabid Beaver Dirty Little Night Owl, like you see right there on the screen, for those of you that follow the gaming side. But thank you guys so much for that. That's going to be the great times. Santiago, the Aztec Jaguar Warrior, thank you for being here, sir. And I hope you all have a great night, and you heard it right here first on Wrestle Talk with the Rabid Beaver. Bye, guys.
Adios. Santiago out.